Felt like I was going to stop here. Were you hoping for her? Okay. Good, because I feel like she's excited about talking. When somebody comes through a cancer, I get cancer. They'll make me feel sick to my stomach. Sometimes they'll give me what type. Sometimes they might even tell me what stage they found out in, where it started, if it's localized, if it spreads through the system. Do you understand to me? She's saying to me, they found out later than I hoped. Do you understand? That just means that she wished she would have caught it sooner. That's all it is, okay? And I'm being told it started to spread through the system. She keeps doing this. Do you understand? Did it start in the chest? Perfect. When they do this and they make me point to a certain place, it's their way of validating where the cancer started. Now, I could have someone that comes through and they might have brain cancer and they'll do this, and then they'll say to me, this is where the cancer started, and then it could just say localized, because brain cancer is very severe. Do you understand? She makes me feel this is where it starts. She said, I wish they would have caught it sooner, but she's saying to me she didn't get checked up the way she should have. Do you understand it? It's her way of taking responsibility that she didn't get checked out as much as she should have, meaning that she plays a part in when it was found. Do you understand? Okay. Now, sometimes that just has to do with she knew she needed to go to the doctors, because sometimes they feel stuff, sometimes they don't. Because you can have someone that finds out they have stage 4 cancer and they didn't even feel sick, like they had a flu or cold or anything. Then there's other people that are just stubborn and set in their ways. And they're like, oh, I haven't felt good for a couple weeks. It's probably just a cold and it'll go away. And then all of a sudden it's stage 3 or stage 4. And then they're given that time frame. Do you understand it? But she's doing this. She's saying to me it started in the chest and then slowly started to spread through the system. And I feel like it starts to go down into here. Do you understand? Meaning it's just her way of saying it went past stage 1. That's all it is. Okay? She said they're starting to tell us and ask us that it's time for us to go, so we can no longer talk to you. But I knew I needed to say something because she expected me. Do you understand it? Good. All right, so I'm going to ask her what else she wants to say. I'm getting ready to lose everybody. They're closing me off so quick today. Who's the one that lost the male with the stroke? Because I'm feeling him really strongly just behind her. Male stroke? Stroke. Meaning it was a stroke. Do you recognize the male stroke? Okay. Because I still feel like I'm directed to you. And who's the grandfather that passed, Sweet Pea? Do you recognize this? Huh? That's it. Okay. I feel somewhat of a stroke for you, and then I get grandfather Sweet Pea, grandfather Sweet Pea. Who was called Sweet Pea? Okay, this is what happens. When they start to close me down, everybody tries to give me anything they can as fast as they can, so they have a chance to connect. That shocked you. I'm being told that shocked you. He called you Sweet Pea? They called him Sweet Pea. He makes me feel like he wants to talk to her. And who is this for you, honey? Okay, because I'm being told father energy. I kept getting grandfather, 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 grandfather. Your grandfather. Okay. I'm going to see what I can get else out of your mom. I feel the stroke for the male over here. I might get to him, but I'm being told I need to finish the two of them first. Okay, perfect. Yep, he's saying, call me Sweet Pea. That's crazy for a man's name. That is not something that's normal. Okay, perfect. So he's stepping in. And I get grandfather Sweet Pea, and I'm like, what is that? Okay, good. I thought somebody was trying to make me call her Sweet Pea, but then you recognized it. So then they came over here. Okay, I'm going to ask him what he wants to say. He said, I don't have very long to talk, but I need her to know how proud I am of her. And I see everything she's accomplished lately. And I want her to know that I'm proud of everything that's to come. And he said, I'm thankful that she made it here tonight. Because he's saying there was a question about it happening. So whatever that is. Do you understand it? Perfect. And you had time with him? Okay, because he makes me feel like I want to hug her. So I'm going to. Oh, honey. He just said to me, my My granddaughter is so beautiful. And I'm very, very happy and blessed that I had any time that I did with her and the rest of the family. I'm asking, he keeps saying, call me Sweet Pea. It's so funny. He's so funny. He's, I don't know how to explain this. I don't know. I've never felt this way before about anyone, and I don't even know if I'm explaining it correctly, but I feel like he's a smooth talker. Do you understand it? Never, ever have I gotten that about somebody's personality. A man calling me Sweet Pea, and I feel like he's a smooth talker. He just said, I couldn't leave without at least saying hello to you and letting you know that I'm proud of you. Okay? Is this your husband's dad? Because he said, tell my son I love him and that I'm at peace. Ask him where he is tonight. I don't understand why he just said that. He just said to me, tell him to get on the stick. I don't know what that's about. I have no clue what that's about. He's not telling me. He just said, tell him to get on the stick. So I don't know what that means. All right, I can see the peaceful wings in front of his chest. He said, I love all of you. He's starting to walk. So much more I know he wants to say. But it's awesome that he said Sweet Pea to me instead of giving me his name, because it's such stronger validation for you guys. He just said to me, tell her to keep up the good work. To everyone else, I said that I'm watching them as well. That's what he said. Wonderful. Okay, so he just stepped down. He said, Lisa, tell my son. Why do I feel like I'm walking in some kind of shed or garage? What's the shed or garage on your property? What? Tell him I said to fix the wood that's broken. I don't know what that's about. That means that there's some kind of flooring or something with the shed. I feel like I'm walking into it. He goes, tell him to take a look at his shed. It needs better organization, and tell him to fix the darn wood. I don't know what that's about. Okay. Hey, listen. I'm just repeating the words he said to me before he walked out. I feel like he'll find it. He said, don't tell him to go tracing out there because it's winter time. Wait until spring. So funny. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, those older generations crack me up. Remember I was telling you earlier? They just say the funniest things. Okay, I'm starting to lose them. I feel like I need to come to you real quick. Your mother said there's so much more she wanted to say to you, but she needs to know that she loves you. She said, I'm thankful for the support my family gave me all the way up until the end. Do you understand it? She's making me feel the shedding. And she's saying to me, I really went through a hard time, but it was faster than I thought. It's her way of acknowledging the cancer is what took her life, and that there was the struggle, but it wasn't as long as what it could have been. And she just said to me, in the end, I actually prayed to God to take me because I was tired of the pain and the struggling. Do you understand it? Perfect. So whether she acknowledged that to you, it's just her way of saying it to me. I can see the peaceful wings. She's just saying she loves you. She said, I'm sorry, there's a lot more I want to say, but they're telling me it's time for me to go. Here's the stroke for you, honey. That's the male. Perfect. As I kept feeling father energy, but couldn't tell if it was father or grandfather. And you were hoping for him? Okay. Because he's saying major stroke in the end. I'm being told several minis leading up. Not all of them were caught. And sometimes that can be validation that they learn from the other side. Sometimes it's not always what the family knows. Do you understand it? But he's standing right here. He said, I have 1 minute, and then they're telling me that's it. He goes like this. He says, there's a stroke, and he goes shortly after. Do you understand it? He's saying to me, I wasn't myself after the stroke happened. Do you understand? So sometimes they'll start to make me feel some kind of paralysis, or that they're not the same, but he's making me feel he's not physically the same. Not only mentally, but physically as well. And that's how I know there's some kind of paralysis that sets in. So sometimes they might make me feel from the waist down. Sometimes they might actually cut off the whole side of my body. It really just depends, okay? He just said to me, it's not something I expected. And I wasn't thinking clearly just before I passed. Do you understand it? You surrounded him. Because he makes me feel like people are gathering around him. Sometimes that's just the visitation before. Do you understand it? Because he's doing this, and I feel the in and out, just visitation before. Perfect. He said to me he couldn't talk the way he wanted to. Do you understand? That sign of the paralysis is set here as well. Okay. He just lifted it. He said, I'm back to the way I was before. Your grandmother just said, I love you. That's who I was getting Bernadette from earlier when she was telling me your name. She said, I just wanted you to know that I was here, and I know that you were hoping for all of us to come and say hi, but I needed you to know that we're going to be with all of you for the holidays. That's what she just said, okay? Your dad said, my daughter is so beautiful, and I know how much she misses me. Do you understand it? Okay. I want her to know that there's a time and a place for everything, and there's only so much time I have with her now, but I'm looking forward to talking to her again. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about, whether he's visiting you, I don't know. It's just his way of saying he knows that there's going to be another time for you guys to talk together, okay? He said to me, I have a lot to say to everybody. Because he's saying to me he couldn't fully say everything he wanted to in the end. So it's his way of acknowledging he didn't have a full goodbye with everybody. Okay, perfect. Okay, he's starting to step out. I can feel the peaceful wings. I can feel the love. Okay, does anybody want to buy raffle tickets real quick for Toys for Tots? Okay, Jeff, can you bring the raffle tickets, honey? So that way we can draw a name real quick. We can do that over the next couple minutes while I shut down, and then we will draw it. Somebody's going to win half the money.
Hey, hon.
And then the other part's going to Toys for Tots.
I didn't sell any.
They want to buy some.
Okay.
Men.
Hey, they took care of business. He's going to come around with tickets if anybody wants to buy any. There's going to be a winner that'll win half the money and represent the other person to go to Toys for Tots. Because as I started to do, when you came in here, I was like, oh, God.
times out of 10, they're fine with that.
Oh yeah,
So that was
no, I did the first time. After that, no. No. So I know what she is. Did everybody do their stockings? They put mine up. Did I get messed up? All that were sitting on that bar right there, burning, half of them got messed up. Mine was on the very top. I'm sure
Mine was messed up, like completely. It's got stuff sticking to the back of it that shouldn't be there. My whole name is like, that the can't even tell that you see anymore.
Well, yeah, I went to the dollar store and got I got 20 stockings, 40 glitter pens this afternoon. There was like 10 of them. You already had one from last year. I don't know. I left it all. I left it all on Vicky Work when I left.
yeah, she's got
You said you was going to finish it.
I literally just finished my salary.
Did you guys want any 50 tickets? 1 for 5, 3 for 10? Okay, I can change it. Change it. Gotcha. 5 for 5? You throw your 5 right in there. Did anyone look 50, 50, 50? I tell you what's funny, just right off the bat. Last night I was making soup in the kitchen at 10 o'clock at night. My grandmother just stopped by to say hi. I was like, seriously?